They have the hard-hitting analysis.
I'm anti-injury, so maybe this won't work out.
Kyler's only playing one tight end this week, so that's probably going to help him out a lot.
They tell it like it is.
That's not what I needed, Grandma Nut.
All right, the hipster fantasy player.
I don't do anything.
Their listeners love them.
Found all your charts boring, to be frank. Caitlin was the star of the show.
They break down all the statistics.
20 points. That doesn't quite add up. Maybe he had 93.
This is the Snick Snack Sports Podcast.
Here we... All right, Snickers, help me out.
What's going on, all you fantasy football fans out there? Welcome back to the final episode of Season 4 of the Snick Snack Sports Fantasy Football Podcast. Happy New Year, Nate. How are you doing?
Happy New Year. Yeah, it's January 1st, 2026. We just witnessed a really fun finals, maybe one of the more memorable ones we'll have. The whole league was watching, and we have our champion on the show. So for those of you who don't know, you'll find out when he joins us.
Yeah, man. Coming down to Monday Night Football, having all the stars in play, having everyone line up, huge comeback attempt. It was great finals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So well-deserving contestants, some different strategies at play this year. We'll get a lot of discussion, I think, in today's episode. And yeah, but let's hop into it, I suppose, by just maybe welcoming our winner on the show. So welcome. All right, Kenny. So there you have it. You're our champion. Congratulations.
Thank you. Feels good.
Yeah, first time for you. This officially puts you at 1-1, I believe, same as my championship record.
Yep, I lost last year to Kyle. Huge shout out to him. I mean, even not making the championship, made the playoffs again this year, put up a good run. So big shout out to him, as he was back-to-back champion from that one. And I mean, I got to give a good shout out to Ducky as well. That was a hell of a battle to end it. Really made me worried. I'm sure you all saw the picture I put in Discord. I was obviously not worried in the slightest. Not at all stressed out and thinking, oh God, I was an 89% favorite. How is it this close?
You were more than that a couple times, but yeah, I'm glad that you came out of your hood today to join us.
Yes, the hood is down. We are good. I got my celebration bourbon cream from Buffalo Trace. And we're just enjoying a good evening here.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Yeah,
I wish.
Kind of ironically, even though you were the champion, I feel like that Monday night, which was a long one for you both, was more fun for him than for you.
I think he was having a blast with that. He got a lot of mileage out of that gif of the guy just like popping up behind him and just like, Kenny, and I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, he went into that night thinking there was no way he was going to win. He had been slammed. Well, I'll pull up the scores, but he had been slammed by Derrick Henry, and who got 50 points for you, one of the strongest performances of the season for any player. And then he just kind of slowly snuck in there. I got another four.
Well, his last three, I'm like, okay, he's got CMC, Bijan, and Stafford, and that was going into Sunday night. And I was just waiting on Puka at that point. And I'm like, okay, like I feel good, but there is still potential here. I did not believe ESPN at all, because I'm like, I mean, yes, technically you need players to just pop off, but then suddenly Bijan, like once he ripped that second touchdown, he ran for 93 yards. I'm like, this is the disaster scenario. It's here. Like I'm pacing my house. My wife's like watching me as I'm just like, it's the disaster scenario. How did we get here? It shouldn't be happening, but it's happening. I'm gonna lose. It's crazy. And then obviously just Ducky and I having that banner back and forth all night was just we were just both having fun. Me a little less fun. I was a little stressed out, but I would like to think everyone had got enjoyment out of that, and hope this was a hell of a show for everyone because I feel like this
Um,
is the way you want fantasy to end. Waiting for that Monday night game, championship week, and suddenly just fireworks. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's a great way to end the season.
Absolutely. Once my team's out of it, I just want to see the people involved be as uncomfortable as possible, and I think we got that.
I
And
was certainly uncomfortable.
you start to look at decisions that they didn't feel that important before, like Cameron Dicker getting -1 points. If you had lost by that point, which was certainly start coming down to being a
Yeah.
possibility, he would have been the LVP of the year. Um,
Ashton Genty doing absolutely nothing against the Giants was an embarrassment. I
Yeah.
was so Steven mad after that.
so, and then obviously, this was one of those games where I don't think that you could have, if there was the optimal lineup set, I think you lose, right?
Mhm.
Because he puts in Krosky Merritt instead of Mike Evans. I don't think you have a counter for that. I guess in flex, you
You
could get
put
10 more
in Christian
points.
Watson over Puka.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Or Christian Watson even over Genty, I
Jenny, yeah.
think.
But with that, I think he still would have edged you
I
out.
also could have put in Colston Loveland over Brenton Strange, and that was
Oh,
actually that was a game time decision at when the Jags went because I knew Kittle was unlikely to play, and I had Loveland. So I had the option to throw him in if Kittle didn't play, if I wanted to gamble. But my choice was I would rather have played Brenton Strange rather than Loveland,
Hmm.
mhm.
just based
And
on the
you could have.
matchup. And then I could have done that, and I did consider that. I was actually driving home from Philly on Sunday, and I'm at a rest stop, like just agonizing over this decision. Like, just I gotta make the call right now, and I ended up going with Brenton Strange. That was another one I could have done. So I feel like I had a couple pieces where it would have still been close if we both did optimal, but
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it
Ducky's
would
because
have
he
playing
been
his
played the
third
wrong
best
tight
just as
end
season.
as
close.
well.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. He also did, yeah. So it definitely would. No matter what, I think it's very close. Ducky obviously put together an amazing roster. I mean, we both really shipped away draft picks for next year to do this, but we both hit that win now mentality and really sent it. And I think that paid off in giving the league some fireworks to end the season.
Yeah, now you're the dynasty to beat. You might not have won last year, but you've made the championships 2 years in a row, and no one else can say that. So
I mean, I think we're only going to see maybe one more year of it, and then it's going to get a lot harder. I think I got 1 year left of Puka. But I was talking to Ducky. I think I got 1 year left with him. After that, it's going to get a lot harder.
Yeah. Do you know what picks you have next year or which picks you don't have?
I don't have my second and third round,
Mm,
but I get Puka as like a 14th.
right.
So I think those are the only two draft picks I traded this year. I did not do a lot of trades this year. I had a lot of options too, but just the team felt strong the whole way. There really wasn't like there were some holes I would have loved to have filled, but I think I did good enough with waiver pickups and kind of just riding out a few rough weeks kind of in the middle. We got a little rocky in the middle of the season, but then once we kind of got through buys and everything, I just never really needed to do trades. So really it was just at the end where I traded a second for Jamar Chase and the third for George Kittle.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. I mean, remember the week before the playoffs when Ducky was texting everybody trying to sell his whole team because he thought he was gonna not be good at all, and then he ended up getting 6 points away from first place.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you.
So yeah, a lot of interesting factors here. Looking forward to seeing you join next year, perhaps with the trophy with you. I know that's probably on the way or will be soon.
Yeah, I
Um,
sent my address over to Kyle. He said it's in the mail, so hopefully getting that pretty soon. And
Very nice.
yeah, I'd love if we do in-person draft next year. I was toying with coming up that way this year because it was Labor Day weekend. I just couldn't get a good deal on a flight. Just
Yeah.
because I gotta fly. It's not really feasible for me to drive. Like, yeah, I could do it, but I'd be kind of miserable doing it. So I'm really be looking for a flight. And I had an opportunity for a good deal like 2 months out, and I was like, but it'll get better. I'm not 100% sure, so I won't book it yet. And then as it got closer, it only went up, and I was like, crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if you're willing to make the trip, you should set the date because the rest of us, I feel like, can then work around that.
That's true.
So
It's presumably a little easier for all you guys. Y'all live within like what, an hour or two of each other, and
yeah, even Kyler, if we're talking about an
oh yeah,
hour.
that's true. Yeah, because Kyler's.
Oh, he just moved. He just
I
moved. I
did
don't
he
know
move?
he's not in Massachusetts anymore. Where is he, Nick?
Pennsylvania, Western, I don't know, but he keeps moving a
Oh,
couple times.
is
But
he out by me now?
he might be.
Out in the Berg?
No, yeah.
I can't remember, but I think he told us he just moved to yeah, somewhere a little farther away.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I that would be super fun. We've never done that in this league, of course, and that would be a really good time.
Well, I mean, it's hard when you kind of merge, like, because this was all we're all a merge of Matt's friend group, just high school friends and college friends. So we're all a little spread out, but it would be kind of cool to kind of get everyone together next year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. One thing I was looking at just at the matchups here is it's really nice to see that first place got the highest score of the week here.
Hmm.
I know sometimes the finals just comes down to like a 96-95 final, but first place got first, second got second, third got third, and fourth got fourth here. It's pretty
Hmm.
fun to look at. And then Nick Adams, of course, got fifth place with more scores here.
Incredible. How does he do it?
Yeah.
and
So,
yeah, I guess Carson got to be the final chump of the year. But the another thing that we have not formally addressed this year is just how did the rivalries work out? And I think you know, talking about yours first, I know we had the formal rivalry system this year, the week 1, week 14 matchups.
mhm.
Probably the only year that will have that exact arrangement because Matt hated putting that schedule together so much. But you did come out 2-0, Kenny,
Yep.
even though Nick Adams got the beat you in the chump league.
Hmm.
You beat him both times you saw it this year.
Yep. Yeah, no, and I mean him and I certainly. I mean, we're kind of. I mean, one of the reasons we have the rivalry league because him and I just always
Absolutely.
just because just from being roommates, we were just like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna beat you. No, I'm gonna beat you. You want to bet on it? And then just we started the shotgun bet. Like
Mm.
like it all kind of started with us, and so I'm a little biased on it, but I love it. I think it adds a fun little dimension to the league, just something a little different. Like at the end of the day, like we're not a league for money. We're here for fun. It just adds a little spiciness and a little fun to the league, and I'm a big fan of it. And obviously, it helps when I come out on top because Nick
Oh
sucks.
yeah.
But
No, it's a great feeling. Obviously, week one, me beating Nate was a great thing. Having him have to start the show off by eating a pepper, and then he beat me in week 14. I had to start the show off by chugging a beer, and
uh,
it's a great way to really get them going.
oh yeah,
Yeah, because yeah, me and you were 1-1, Nick. You did win our bigger bet of the year, so I think rivalry is officially yours this year, despite our tie on the two matchups. Our roommate rivalry, Ducky and Kyle, also went 1-1. Although Kyle came out on top in the league standings for the year, which was oh no, sorry, Ducky did, of course.
yeah.
Um, and Shane and Katie. Katie came out 2-0 on that one, believe it or not. And that surprised me because Shane was a good team this year.
Mhm.
Um, and she was known for having a somewhat easier schedule, but Shane wasn't an easy matchup. She beat him twice. Matt beat John 2-0. That one, not a hard rival to have
Not
this year.
surprising.
One of John's less strong years, I think. And then Carson and Kyler, the brothers rivalry, came out with Carson 2-0. So congrats
Nice.
to Carson on the rivalry win there. Um, now one of the traditions that we have for this final episode, Kenny, I don't think you've joined us for this before because this is your first time being a champion, but we have the superlatives.
Oh yes, I love the superlatives.
So, we'll start. Well, I'll let you start, Nick. Who do you want to talk about first?
Yeah, we'll just bounce around here. Kenny, we know you won the league and everything. That's super cool, but your official, superlative award for the end of the year here is that you're the Trump Reaper winner. You guessed the most people correctly in the Trump League,
I like
and
it.
you get a good stamp. You get a good badge in your case you can put on your wall there.
Honestly, that's almost better than the league championship. It's almost better. I think that's the real victory.
Oh yeah.
And it's an impressive award, given that I think your mental calculation was simply vote for Nick Adams,
Mhm.
and somehow
I
you
did
still
that
came
like
out with
three
the
or four
most.
weeks in a row till I got it right.
So that took most of that, and then you just went on a streak and guessed like three of them in a row, and there you have it.
Just too good.
Um, yeah, so that was you, of course, and then maybe Nick Adams. What do we have for him, Nick?
Yeah, award there. We're calling it the started from the bottom award, meaning he's sold his whole team. He has the picks for next year. He knew by week 8 or 9 that he was gonna be horrible this year. Um, Obviously it's a dot 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 see what's gonna happen next year kind of award. He has a chance to be, a lot better next year than he was this year.
Yeah, he's officially bottom tier Nick right now. I think this season was necessary for his redemption arc. Um, he's officially at rock bottom. May even be if I had to make a suggestion to him, I'd call him rock bottom Nick.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, he's loaded up for next year, as is another one of our team members. The Everything Must Go award goes to Matt, because
oh yeah.
also sold heavy this year, really embraced the arms race.
Mhm.
Nick may have started the arms race, but he was what made it an arms race.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Sold every player besides Drake May.
It
Um,
was so funny because the week before, he was asking me for a trade, trying to bolster his team because he was still like right on the edge and he could have made playoffs, and then he got smoked that week. And the next week, I was like, "Hey, you interested in trading Kittle?" He's like, "Anything's for sale, buddy."
Yeah. Yeah. He was getting rid of his whole team, trying to make a
He
big
went
flashy
one week
deal about
from
it.
I'm ready to make a trade to make a run. Nothing came through, got smoked, and he was like, "Fire sale, we're
Yeah.
done."
Yeah.
yeah, there was like an impromptu kind of trade deadline style week. Wasn't actually the trade deadline, but it felt like it. And I think that he had
It
a
did.
text chain going with 10 different people in the league, just trying to get the most he could out of offering up any little scraps that his team had left.
Oh
I
yeah.
imagine that was a very fun spot to be in once you know you're all in.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. And Matt's wife, Katie here, our friend last year, her award that she won was the Better Than the Pats award because that was also the name of her team. But this year we're calling her the Just Like the Pats Again award because Nate and I were identifying a couple, strange similarities that she had the easiest schedule in the league this year, in our league, and the Pats do as well. She was 7-0 on the road. I know that doesn't matter in fantasy football, but she was impressive on the road. The Pats were undefeated on the road this year, and she didn't give Booty enough playing time, just like the Pats aren't doing here. But a lot of fun
Yeah,
similarities
exactly.
there.
Yeah, and her she could catch some flack for having the lowest points for the playoff teams, but the fact of the matter is that she beat uh the teams that she needed to beat, and had a very good record.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Pretty
so
sure
yeah,
she
just
beat
like
me in the regular season too.
yeah, we said she was 2-0 against Shane, so she beat some good people. She found them on their bad weeks, but just like the Patriots this year, you play who you play. So the goal is just to win. You can't knock her for that.
Oh yeah.
That is true.
Um, and then we have Shane, Katie's rival. We played with a couple different names for this, but ended up going with the hard mode award. He was kind of the third person who bet big in the arms race in terms of uh, buying big, and it didn't pay off. He sold his number two and number three pick for the best running back in the league. Um, Jonathan Taylor was on his team, lost in the first round of the playoffs, which hurts, but could also just be I know Shane likes to do things the hard way, and now he gets to do next season the hard way. Can he win with no second and third round pick?
Hmm.
I think that may bring out the best in his abilities. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. No, that's a lot of fun watching his team, and obviously Shane's never won in this league. I know he's been successful outside of here, but he's always, I feel like, pretty competitive, and now it's going to be pretty tough to come back from that. But bouncing over to the person that knocked him out of the playoffs, Kyle. We're calling him pretty simple award here, but the comeback team of the year, starting off the league 1-7 in his first, what, 8 weeks or 4 weeks here,
4 weeks.
and then coming back, shooting up, going on a 9-1 win streak, I think, and then getting into the playoffs, getting into the second round of the playoffs, and ended up getting fourth place in the league. So it didn't he wasn't able to pull off the three-peat because that's pretty hard to do. But it's a pretty impressive run by Kyle
Oh yeah.
after a very hard start.
Yeah, unfortunately, his streak didn't last quite long enough to make the playoffs, but he had an impressive run there at the end. Um, Made everyone think that he had certainly had a shot at being a three-time champion after being the butt of the jokes for a good part of the year.
Mm.
Um, we also have Kyler, um, and I'm curious, Kenny, any superlatives come to mind for Kyler before we share what we came up with? We actually have kind of two for him this year, but he's been a fun team to watch just from a narrative perspective.
Hmm. Nothing really comes to mind for me. I'm curious what these two are that you came up with.
So I guess the official one that I we were thinking about is the zero RB literalist because zero RB is a strategy out there
Mhm.
buying quarter or running backs late because they get injured, and then you're trying not to rely too much on a one running back and just trying to get as much value as you can from the inevitable diamonds in the rough. That's not what he did, but he did something if you maybe took the RB zero RB strategy too literally, and he literally had two RBs on his team and
The
somehow
entire
was
year.
successful with that for most of the year. None on his bench. It was just the two starters. I think the only time he ever required a third one was when they were on bye.
Yeah. Then he ended
That's
up trading away Christian
dedication.
McCaffrey too. So yeah,
That's some real dedication.
yeah,
So if you're listening, Kyler, that's not actually how the zero RB strategy works, but you did make that strategy work.
yeah. No, it's quite impressive. And the trading away Christian McCaffrey actually leads into the other one that we were considering giving to him as the worst trader of all time. Meaning, didn't even get any future picks for Christian McCaffrey. Traded away Amon-Ra for a bag of peanuts and a kiss in the cheek. It's pretty. He literally fueled Ducky to get to second place, and if that wasn't there, then Ducky would have maybe made the playoffs. Probably not, because he came in as a sixth seed.
Hmm.
So yeah, being a bad trader. We've been talking about it all
Right?
year.
And I feel for Kyler on that one. We talked to him not long before he did that, or maybe when he did that. I know he was caught in this world of like everyone's buying and selling. He kind of saw that mathematically he had a reasonable chance of making the playoffs. Didn't see the writing on the wall that his team was kind of falling apart a little bit, some injuries, that kind of thing, and decided to kind of be this half buyer, half seller. And if he had just embraced at that moment of if I'm getting Christian McCaffrey, this should be a future oriented move. It was just like a week too early for that to be the obvious thing to do. Um, But then we also had Ducky's award. Of course, he was the runner-up, but we're also giving him the award for having buyer's remorse or perhaps dropper's remorse because he did an impressive number of dropping players that he then had to pay more money for a few weeks later.
Yeah,
I say
we've been teasing.
there were a couple he picked up like repeatedly. Who was the one that he picked up like 4 times?
He picked up Darren Waller a couple times. He picked up uh, Yeah, there was a couple people that we were really just bugging him back and forth when he texted
Yeah,
me saying,
Krosky
"Haha,
Merritt was
I
one.
outbid you for this guy," and I'm like, "How much did you pay for him the last time?" Yeah, but
Yeah, he was treating the waiver wire like his personal second bench, and somehow he had a great team. So um, it turns out, yeah, there's some creative ways to spend your fab.
oh yeah,
Or just you just don't spend it. I think I still have $64 left. I
yeah,
didn't do a
which is
lot.
incredibly impressive for a winner to have that much money left. Like he has zero, I have $1 left. I know Kyle's down to the bottom, Nate's down to the bottom. Yeah, and,
Yeah, I
Still
like
a
to
good
try to spend
team.
it all.
yeah.
I'm just
Um,
looking here, Kenny. Yeah, 61, which I think is more or less what you said.
Hmm.
Um, which is the fourth most left in the league. So good
Just
on you
draft
there.
good.
yeah. Speaking of the person that has the most left in the league, John has $100. Still, he did not spend any fab money. He obviously made some roster moves, but his award kind of goes to the fact that he didn't make many roster moves. It's called the Misplaced Loyalty Award. Having people on his team like Michael Carter and Bajal Tootin and whoever the backup is in Cincinnati on his team the whole year, having James Conner on his team the whole year, even though he got out for the season, very, very early on, and having Joe Burrow on IR the whole year, even after he came back and starting throwing for 300 yards a game. John's getting the misplaced loyalty award that he, even though I told him saying, hey, this guy's not going to play anymore, Jake Browning, stuff like that. He's like, no, 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 we'll just keep him. I don't need any new guys here as long as I fill up the roster spots.
Yeah, Tyrone Tracy got a lot of loyalty from him too, but for some reason the Tootin one was the most endearing. He finished the season running back 54. Did have a good week there in week 11. Got to give John credit for that. I imagine he started him that week. Also started him the last week of the season when he got negative 2.5 points. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, uh, John very loyal to his team as he's always been known. Um, and then we have Carson's award, um, which comes from actually making a move that he probably came to regret. You may know which one we're talking about already, Kenny. But I think there was some panic one week. He did the very human thing, forgot to set his lineup for the Thursday matchup. We've all done it. And in order to remedy that, he dropped Zay Flowers, who then immediately got picked up for 100 fab. Um, so no regrets for Carson over there. Um, and it's I don't think that was what caused him to miss the playoffs or anything, but it is always funny when or it hurts when you see a player who you think, you know what, I can get away with dropping this, and you realize the rest of the league seems to disagree because
Yeah.
the wallets came out on that one.
I was gonna say that one was a whole like piranha feeding frenzy. Just everyone went in on that one.
Yeah, and Nick
Yeah,
Evans
it
like, oh,
was.
it's a good player. That's before he started selling everything. He's like $100. Yeah, I get him. He's gonna be the best player on waivers throughout the entire year,
Oh
technically.
yeah.
So
Um, exactly. And it was kind of Shane's dropping of whatever that guy is on the Bengals last year, the running back.
he dropped Chase Brown.
He dropped Chase
Oh
Brown
yeah, yeah,
infamously
yeah.
last year, and which ended up being Kyle's keeper.
Mm.
I know, so Kyle's been giving him flack about that all year. Still, the circumstances around which he dropped Chase Brown are a little unknown. He may have been drunk. He may have misclicked. We're not sure.
We've all been there.
And then I think that just leaves the awards for each other, Nick.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
this is the
obviously.
one I'm most excited for.
Yeah, I mean, meat snack. We're giving you the boom bust team of the year. Having the ability to score 56 points and having the ability to score 203 points with the same exact roster is incredibly impressive, and you should take this award and put it on your mantle place.
yeah, you don't want to be the boom bust team, just like you don't want to be the boom bust player. But I will take having maybe the highest score and the lowest score of the year. It wasn't quite the lowest score, but it was close. and it was with the same players back-to-back weeks. So,
That is kind of impressive, to be honest.
yeah, it was it. I think it summarized my whole experience this year with that. I was either scoring 150 points. I think I had the most highest scores of the year of anybody, like on any given week.
Yeah.
And also, I think had the most. Well, John had the most times he was chumped, but if we, other than that, I had a lot of really bad weeks. Um, and then we kept it simple with your award, Nick, and you were Chump League champion. Chump was the a new idea this year. You proved that having the kind of best team for that point in the season led you to be that champion. I think a lot of people were speculating that a team who was terrible could still do it. Kyle almost pulled it off. His team was bad through that point of the season
Yeah.
and hung on for a long time. Nick Adams
Nick Adams,
held on
Kyler
for
were
longer
both
than you
with
did,
us for
Kenny.
a while. Yeah.
It's true. He did hang on longer than me. I had a couple of rough weeks in there, and he edged me out there.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna take that award to heart here, being the Trump League champion, winning the bet this year, and being that champion, and just third place for the fifth time in 10 years is. I'll take that as well. So
Oh, awesome. So that's all we've got. And yeah, no, it's a really fun year. I think that over the past few years, we've people have found more ways to kind of have fun. We've like didn't know you, Kenny, before doing this together, and now
Mhm.
we've been doing this together for 10 years, I think. That's what ESPN tells me anyways, and it's been a fun way to get to know you and other people. Obviously kind of there was your world and our world kind of merging
Mhm.
over this game. So
No, I gotta say, like, just like you said, it's been 10 years. It's been a wonderful 10 years. Really, like, love kind of the camaraderie, the back and forth, jabbing at each other, talking some smack and having some fun, and it's just been an awesome league, and looking forward to another year next year. And y'all got to come for the crown now. I got the crown. It's time to come get it.
yeah, man. No, I'm super excited for you. I know we talked about it throughout the year that it wanted to be me and you in the finals, but I'm happy that you got your first win there. See if you can come and defend it next year. I know it's tough. It's only been two times it's happened with Kyler and Kyle, so
Mhm. Give it a
um,
whirl.
but yeah, no, super happy for you and super happy for all our fans that keep watching and supporting us each week. Throughout the season here, it's our fourth year doing it, and we get more and more views, more and more support, more and more likes every year. It's great and super happy and really appreciate everyone, continuing to watch us. I know you're an avid watcher here, Kenny.
I love watching this. Again, just having some fun with it and poking some fun at each other and having a good laugh when someone has a bad week and being able to talk the talk and walk the walk and see people do well, and it's just a lot of fun. So this brings out, I think, a lot of the extra trash talk, which I think just adds a nice fun element to the league.
Oh yeah, because we're all friends at the end of the day that we're
Oh yeah.
come together to play a game. Like I said, it's not for money or anything, but it's a lot of fun just going up against each other, and especially I think Nate and I both put on certain personalities on the show that we're big bad guys trying to make fun of everyone and just over exaggerating a lot of things. But it's a lot of fun working with you guys and doing this for our fans here.
yeah. Thanks for joining us for our kind of finale of the year, Kenny. Always super fun to have you on the show and super fun to do this with you, Nick, every year. Um, look forward to talking to you next August or whatever it is when we do the first episode again.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, one more time with the outro, which I will get right this time.
I was gonna say you got to get it right.
Play us out, bud.
Why isn't it playing?
This is a bit, Kenny. He's doing this on purpose.
I know he is. It's just good though.